These are the plaintiffs, Anita and Joseph. Anita says she was walking their dog in their neighborhood and the defendant's dog attacked, and their dog was bitten so badly 2 bones were sticking out of his leg. He had to have surgery to repair the leg. The defendant lost control of his dog and he owes them $5,000 in vet bills, which he refuses to pay. So they're suing. These are the defendants, Mike and Kim. Mike says the plaintiffs just adopted their dog and he doesn't think they knew how to walk it properly. He warned the wife 3 times not to come too close to his dog because he's not friendly. But she insisted her dog was, and she approached. The dog warden investigated the incident. The plaintiff didn't listen to him because if she had stayed away, none of this would have happened. They're accused of causing a dog's harm. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $3,250 for legal bills.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Anita and Joe, you are suing Mike and Kim, right? You folks all live in a, what's it called, 55-plus community?
Yes, ma'am.
Gated community.
Gated community in Lake County, Florida. All right, so Anita, you were outside with your dog. How long had you had your dog?
We adopted him in October.
All right, and this
October.
happens in April?
April 7th.
Okay, so you'd had the dog more than 6 months by then.
Yes.
And you're talking to your neighbor. What's that neighbor's name?
Bobby Cade.
Yeah,
She goes by.
and you're talking about flowers and plants and
Right.
chit-chatting. You have your dog with you. Your dog's on a leash. What kind of dog do you have?
He's a Yorkie Poo mix.
How big? Show me with your hands. How big?
9.5 pounds.
Okay, do you have a picture?
Yep.
That's before.
That's before.
Yeah, that's what I want. Oh, tiny little thing. Okay, and this dog's name is Riley?
Correct.
All right. So while you're out there talking, you notice that this gentleman is out there with his dog, correct?
I did not notice him.
Well, you eventually noticed him.
I did.
All right, let's get to that point. So you eventually notice him.
Okay.
And what's he doing when you see him?
Well, I was talking to my neighbor, and I didn't notice him. And I started to go home, and I heard him say, "My dog's not friendly." And I said, "Mine is." And I continued to take a couple steps, toward the house. And all of a sudden, I heard the screaming, and I turned around, and I saw his dog had my dog and was pounding him, thrashing him back and forth.
Okay, but hold on one second. He says to you, "My dog is not friendly."
Yes.
Where is he standing when he says that?
Oh, I could probably show you in the picture.
Well, just give me an idea. Just talk to me and tell me.
How far would that tree be?
Good.
Is he by a tree?
Yes.
Yeah, on the grass in front of Bobby's house. Or on the,
Okay. Does that happen to be Bobby's property or the neighbor's
No.
property or whose property?
Neighbor's property.
Okay. Are you on the grass by a tree? Whose property
Not
are
near
you
the
on?
tree, no. Not.
Whose property are you on? Some
Somebody
property of
else's.
somebody? Why do you
Yes.
want it? I'm just curious.
Well, I stepped onto that because as I continued to warn her as she was walking towards me,
so you stepped onto that property as a
I stepped
precaution.
onto that property to try to keep away and to get closer to my dog, to keep my dog as she continued to walk
okay, I got it. So
forward.
where had you been? Had you been on the street
I
walking
had
your
been
dog?
on the street walking along.
How long had you had your dog?
6 years. I have the
What kind of dog do you have?
a Shiba Inu.
Okay, I have no idea what that is. Do you have a picture?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how big is your dog?
She is about 20 pounds. There's
Okay.
2 pictures.
Well, that's not that big.
No.
So, this is just a peanut too. All right.
Absolutely.
So, but apparently it's not a friendly peanut, and so you pull your dog onto the grass and you warn her because what? What made you warn her?
Well, my dog's been attacked by larger dogs on 3 separate occasions, twice of them being not on a leash in the park, and she's now very skittish when other dogs come close.
Right.
I'll
So
stop
just
there.
the fact that it's a dog is what made you warn her.
Well, yeah, because she was walking down the road. I believe she was on a cell phone, walking down the road towards me, and I have a picture
okay,
here.
so let me just ask you this: when you notice her, she's on the road walking and
towards
you.
me, yes.
All right. Go on.
Yeah, and she was on the other side of the road.
That I don't know.
I have a
Do we
picture.
have we have Google Earth of this block?
There's a picture, and I'm sure they have pictures as well.
I have the Google map right here.
May I see the picture you're referring to that you have?
Yeah, pictures of these. The area.
Okay, so let's go over some stuff. What are these pins? These are the different addresses, but which tree is he near and what grass?
I think it's identified by.
Right
the-
here, it says location of attack?
Yes, I think on one of those it'll show you exactly where it was.
Okay. And then this area is where you have been previously talking to your neighbor?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now what happens?
I see her, and as soon as I see her starting to come walking towards us, I right away shorten my leash on my dog because they like to run around and smell. So I'm shortening the leash, and I'm like, please don't come close. My dog's not friendly. And she's like, oh, my dog's friendly. And it was like, no. And now I'm getting shorter and shorter. No, my dog's not friendly. Please don't come any closer.
Yeah, don't get closer to them.
I'm sorry. She continues to come to me on the fourth time on the picture that I gave to the gentleman there. That's the exact spot I was standing in, which is about 40 feet away from where they said that I was standing. If you can see just up the side out there on the the right side of the picture you're looking at, there is the tree that they're talking about. So if you see X number 1, X number 2, 3, and 4 are where I asked her to please not come any farther and to stop, and she just kept coming on.
Okay, meaning she was here the first warning, here the second warning, here the third warning?
Yeah, and then at the end, she was so close to me about the
Did she go up
distance.
on the grass?
No.
To bring the dogs together?
No, she was still walking on the street. I was still on the grass holding my dog by the collar. But she let her dog was at the end of the leash, which is about a 16-foot leash, and then allowed her dog to circle behind me.
So is her dog on the grass at that point?
Yes, but she is still on the road.
She's on the road, but the dog, that's
Yes.
really what I should have asked you is the dog goes onto the grass?
Absolutely. Right behind me and is sitting there barking and growling at me and my dog still had not even turned because I had a hold of her by the collar. She was still facing forward.
And then?
And then the dog got close enough while it was barking that I felt it on the back of my leg, and I lifted my leg like this to look, and when I did, I slightly loosened my grip. And when I did, my dog felt that, and she turned. And when her dog was there and right next to her and barked.
Next to her?
Yes, right next to the two of us. Like I said, I
Okay,
I don't want to step that way.
wait, just slow down. When you used a pronoun her, I don't know if you're referring to her
I
or your
apologize.
dog.
Yes, my dog,
So
her,
when your
yes.
dog felt that there was a dog right next to your dog.
Yes. Then she turned around and lunged to try to bite her because that's what dogs do.
Right.
And then what happened
When
was...
you say loosened your grip, did the grip ever come out? It's okay, you don't have to. Did the
Yeah.
grip ever come out of your hands? Did the
Yeah,
are we talking about the collar?
When I had her right, she has a harness like in the picture there, the little pink harness.
Right.
Which the leash attaches to.
Yeah.
I had that in my hand, so she was steady. When I moved to look, and I kind of loosened my grip, and she, realizing that I was moving, she turned and saw the other dog there, and turned and lunged at the other dog.
And then what happened?
And then as soon as she lunged at her, I kind of lost my grip and then turned and grabbed the leash with my other hand, and that created the recoil action of her harness, grabbing her and pulling her back, and at the same time the little slight flex on the leash. And so she had bit the dog, and then the recoil action of going forward and coming back is what popped her dog up into the air. And it came down, and as soon as it came down, I grabbed the hold. I had said, let go, grab the hold of my dog by the back of the neck. And as soon as I grabbed her by the back of the neck, she let go. And then you could see the bone protruding. Oh. And immediately I was like, I told you, and now please, your dog needs help. She's still standing on the road. And the dog's there after this had happened. And I'm like, your dog needs help, your dog needs help.
Where did this bite happen? Was it on the grass where his dog was?
Evidently, he came off about 2 or 3 feet off the grass because I was going home.
Right, but why, if somebody warns you that, my dog is not friendly,
Right.
Why are you going right by him and then with a
didn't.
long enough leash with your dog that your dog
didn't.
can actually go right by the unfriendly dog? That's my question.
I did not do that.
Well, if your dog was able to get that close to the dog, you did by definition do that. I'm not sure what you're telling me. How could you not have done that? Were you out there?
I was not. I was at home.
Were you out there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
We do have a witness statement.
Yeah, you have a witness statement that you brought in today. You have it on your phone.
Yes.
Can I see that witness statement? Let me see. If you can cue it up to the beginning, I'd like to hear from.
So when Joe and I was done talking and she was going to leave, he said, my dog isn't friendly. So, his dog's not friendly, big deal. And Joe said, well, my dog is friendly. He said, well, my dog might bite. And so she just started to walk away. And as she started to walk away,
Going back home right across the street there.
and Riley started wandering over, and this dog got on the grass right here, and that dog just went leap. And
Anita,
yes.
a man tells you his dog's not friendly. A man tells you his dog's going to bite. A man is on the grass to keep his dog away from you. Why on God's green acres would you allow the leash of your dog to be long enough for your dog to do what dogs do, which is go explore? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you have a tighter leash and keep your dog closer to you so that this doesn't happen, and walk clear across the street so that your dog's nowhere near the guy who just said, my dog's not friendly?
He only said that one time.
One
that I
time
heard.
should be enough, Anita. One time. Why isn't one time enough, Anita?
And then
Well,
I
how many
walked
more
away.
times do you need? One
wasn't
time
that
should be
close.
enough.
I wasn't that close to him.
Your
And the-
dog got, listen to the neighbor's testimony. Take a look at where your neighbor is. You allowed your dog to get on the grass because you had a nice long leash for your dog and you're not paying attention to the warning the guy gives you. A stranger tells you my dog's not friendly. Well, my dog is. Well, my dog might bite your dog, and your dog is on a long enough leash where your dog gets, see, we don't punish dogs. You guys understand that, right? Dogs are dogs. They do what's natural to them. We punish people. It's the people's behavior.
He was farther away than what he
If your
said.
dog's on the grass at all, please answer for me. Why? Why was your dog on the grass?
He might have wanted to go pee.
Yes, yeah. Why weren't you in control of your dog so that your dog, your poor dog, wouldn't end up on the grass where this ends up happening? Because your dog ended up so seriously injured with bones broken and sticking out that your local vet thought it was over their head. And you ended up having to go all the way to Gainesville, 100 and something miles away. And mercifully, that surgery worked, right?
Yes.
And your dog, thank goodness, your dog is
He's
you know,
not being crippled, but pulled in. the
still
right
even
leg.
with the surgery?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
really
two
sad. Tell me again then why you would allow your dog to end up on the grass next to a dog where a man has just warned you that his dog might bite you.
Well, when the dog was there, his dog actually broke loose and jumped on him. And I guess he was on just a little bit of grass as I was turning to walk away.
Now, you have a counterclaim against them
Yes.
for $3,250.
Yes,
For what?
ma'am. $1,250 of it is to pay the lawyer fees that I already paid out, and the other $2,000 is for the sleepless nights and stuff that we've went through. I mean, I literally got about 3 hours sleep last night in the hotel room. I just couldn't sleep. I have a letter from one of the ladies that was there, sorry, not at the thing, but one of the people in the park that has been disturbed by all the rumors and stuff.
Okay, I don't really care about gossip in an over 55,
Okay.
you know, but yeah.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if I have a dog and you come up to me with your dog and I say, don't come up to me, my dog's aggressive, and you come up to me and my dog gets loose and then bites your dog, am I responsible for your vet bills?
Absolutely.
But I warned you.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter to me.
Well, you're still liable for
Why? If you're walking into known danger, why?
because you're still liable for the dogs biting.
Well, but what about you? I mean, I told you not to come near my dog. I told you my dog is vicious, and yet you walk up and I tell you not to.
Well, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, we just won't have dinner. I mean, I'm just upset with you going inside the courtroom.
All right, let me explain to you the law on recovering legal fees in Florida. In order for you to be entitled to there are certain situations where you're entitled to recover legal fees. If you have a contract with somebody and the contract calls for legal fees for the winner, it's not just like you get legal fees if you're the winner. That's not how it works. Okay. Your entitlement to legal fees has to be statutory, has to be in the contract, or this has to be a frivolous lawsuit. I don't think it's a frivolous lawsuit. I don't. And I'm not going to order them to pay your legal fees.
I'm not in any position to argue with you.
Yeah. I am going to, on the plaintiff's claim against the defendant, I find in favor of the defendant.
Thank you.
On the defendant's claim for pain and suffering, getting upset and hearing people in the neighborhood, gossip and stuff like that, that's not really actionable. You are going to go back to your neighborhood and you're going to tell them what happened here. That should erase some of the problem in your neighborhood. And the legal fees are not something that I find that you can recover in this case. That is my verdict. I wish you all good luck. Do you have any reason to see each other again? Like, do you live that close to each other?
Yes.
Or no?
About a block away, yeah. Good times.
Your Honor, may I?
Yeah, we're not relitigating the case. I just ruled. But I just want to tell you something because you don't know this, but I know this. I know you think you're right. You're not. But there's a bigger thing that's going to happen now, which is your peace and happiness. At some point, you have to decide whether your peace and happiness is more important than a vendetta because you think you're right. At some point, absorb this, be thankful that the dog is alive, and maybe move on. That's just my advice. All right? Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
Well, when you come right down to it, there are no winners in this case. No monetary judgments have been issued. I'm really interested to know what you're thinking right now.
I'm thinking that the story that he told was really exaggerated. And I was okay. I just don't
You
feel
know, your
it was
own
fair.
witness backed up what he said. The one on
Well,
the
I
telephone.
didn't. Well, I guess I didn't read it that way.
Yeah. Well, bottom line is the judge has found against you in court, and then that's it. Also, learn how to hold your dog back.
I did. I held him.
Apparently not. No, apparently not.
He wasn't that close to my dog. I'm telling
Ma'am,
you.
we've heard the case. Okay, I'm sorry. That's it. Okay, Mike and Kim, you're on the way out of the courtroom. You didn't win your case either, but at least you were found.
Not
Yeah.
guilty.
You were found not guilty. Okay, how about that? That should
Yes.
make you feel better.
Yes, and hopefully it'll just all go away, and hopefully they'll stay in their area, and everything will be all right.
Are you going to walk by their house again, you think?
Probably not right away.
I would agree with you. I got to congratulate you on that. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Harvey?
Look, I mean, Doug, what the judge said at the end is just everything. Where you live is so important. When you have a neighborhood feud, you lose.